Hey, how are you? So today someone asked if I would make them a chip and dip bowl. So I'm trying to do that. I've never made one before. So I'm just gonna do my best. I started doing this, I got my wheel in May. So 6 months about. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to try and leave some in the middle. That'll be the chip dipping part, the part where you put your salsa or whatever, and then having like an outer plate for the actual chips. So like I said, I've never made one before, so we'll see how this goes. And I'm not sure if I used enough clay, so it might just end up being like a personal size, you know, hang out on your couch and just have your own serving of chips and dip. All right, I'm gonna start on the bowl part, see if I'm able to get that before I have to do the outside walls. Okay, I think that's good for the inner bowl. So I'm gonna try and lift these outer walls. Yeah, I might not have left enough clay on the outside. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I wish more people around here did it so I could watch and see how they do, what their techniques are. Yeah, I started 6 months ago, and I've just been pretty nonstop trying to learn and teach myself and get better. Did you enjoy watching them? I actually think for my first time, I think it looks pretty decent. Yeah, there's something special about watching someone make it and then getting it yourself and enjoying it. Makes it a little bit more special. Yeah, so I guess that's thank you, Sandy. I guess that's a chip and dip bowl. I'm actually surprised how good it came out. I thought it was gonna be a total flop. Hi, David. But we'll see after trimming if it's too thin or not. I'm gonna clean up the outside a little bit. You're new to TikTok? Well, welcome. I think you'll enjoy it. A lot of people are apprehensive about joining, but I think once they get on, it's really it's not bad. It's a fun community. I'm not sure what you, sorry, I only speak English. Are you asking what I'm making? It's a chip and dip bowl. Oh, David was saying he's new to TikTok, so I was telling him it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm making a chip and dip bowl, and what's rattling? It's actually my wheel. So I have a wheel I got from Home Depot, so it has like a weak motor, and I tend to push it to its limits with as much clay as I use. But here, I'll take this off the bat, or off the wheel so you can see it better. And thank you. I have this moth and flowers. So it's a chip and dip bowl. I think it's a good size. And then my other tattoo is a blue jay in a teacup. And then my son's name. So, I was gonna make another one. Let's see if I can. The next one's gonna have more clay, so it might be a little harder. You might see me fail at that one. So the last one I made was, I think 3 pounds, 3 1/4 pounds. And so this one's 4 that I have back here. I was talking about like TikTok. Oh, a gentleman said, bye kitty. A gentleman said that he watched people in Spain making pottery. And then someone else said that they were doing a TikTok, and I said it's a fun community. I enjoy TikTok. I've never been on an ugly side of it, so. But yeah, this is 4 pounds. The ceramics community is a lot of fun too. Everyone's really cool. I met a ton of local potters here in Arizona. And they've all been super helpful. If you go, I think, to the top right or the top left, it should say follow under my name. And then, hey Jay. And then I have a bunch of videos on there of me making stuff as well. Hopefully, I can make another chip and dip bowl. Like I said, this might be a fail though. Hey. But yeah, you're gonna hear my wheel go crazy because it can't handle much weight. So right now I'm trying to get the clay centered. And David, if you want to send me your YouTube through DM, that's fine. Oh yeah, super supportive. I think I've only run into like one person that was maybe like crummy, but yeah, everyone always wants to give you all the resources. They tell you all the events coming up and where to meet people and like who's a great resource. It's been really awesome. And like even going to markets, vendor markets and stuff, people aren't competitive with each other. They're supportive and there's enough room for everybody. So that's nice. Okay. Hi. My dog just entered the room if you hear tapping. Toes. You'll get more. Takes time. I think we're almost centered here. Nicole, I'm making a chip and dip bowl. So I just made another one. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger. Hey buddy. Let me get the other one. So I just threw this one on live. So I'm gonna make another one. Hi, bud. My dog's in here, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see him. Hi, bud. So the first one was 3 pounds of clay, like 3 and a quarter. This one's 4. Yeah, I'm pushing way down on it. You don't have to, you can just lean your body into it, but just to try and keep my arms steady, I do go straight down and I push with some force. And that's why you'll hear like the creaking from my wheel, because I'm just pushing so hard against that motor. But once I'm not pushing down anymore, it'll stop. Thank you for the follow. I've been trying to do more lives because it's fun to chat with people. I started 6 months ago. So I bought my wheel in May. I had done a couple wine and wheels with like friends and it was fun. I'd always had an interest. And then earlier this year, I just decided I wanted to do a hobby for myself. And yeah, I got the wheel end of May and I think I set it up early June. And thank you, Nicole. I've been on it nonstop, so it really is just about how much time you put into it. Like anything. Just practice, practice, practice. All right. Okay. So, I'm not sure how many views I have, David. You can take a look at my profile. All right, so I'm gonna try and start opening this up. So for the center dip bowl, I'm gonna leave like a chunk of clay in the middle. Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna push down around it. So I'm pushing down and outward to try and stretch it. Okay. No, so I had someone teach me how to do like centering. I still wasn't that great after taking their class, but the rest I just kind of learned. You know, I watched other people do it and their techniques and just kind of made my own. It took me a long time to figure out like hand placement and to get comfortable on the wheel. But I do think that learning just trial by error is the best way to learn, because watching someone else do it, you don't really get the feel for it. The hands-on is where you truly learn. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you, David. That's sweet of you to say. Okay. So and that little piece of fabric just smooths out the edge. This one in particular, Amanda, it's B-Mix, just regular B-Mix, no grog. But I really like Speckled Buff. I just have a ton of this B-Mix, so I'm trying to use it up. But Laguna Speckled Buff is probably my favorite now. So, but yeah, this is a stoneware. Okay. So no, actually I'm not gonna close it. I do need to try a bubble plate, but this is going to be a chip and dip bowl, so I'm actually almost done with it. Differences in clay is really, how do I explain it? So there's a bunch of different clays. You can get ones that are what's called high fire. So you have to fire those to like 2,500 degrees for them to cure. That's typically like porcelain. And then there's earthenware, which is kind of like that old timey, like Greek kind of plates or Native American wares out of that. But it's very porous and not good at like holding water. So there's different clay bodies. This one is just what they call ball clay. It's a mid-fire, mid-range. It's great for like foodware. It holds colored glazes really well. It's really durable too, so it's not fragile or anything. But yeah, I think if I mess with this one much more, it's gonna collapse on me. But yeah, a chip and, ooh, did you? Almost lost it, a chip and dip bowl. So now I just have to wait a day for it to dry, and then I can kind of trim it, which I'll probably do tomorrow. I'm in Arizona, so everything dries really fast. But yeah. And this is gonna shrink. It'll probably be like this wide. But yeah. So, put that away. And then another form. I wish I did pottery at school. I always tried to sign up for it, but the classes went so fast. I'm gonna try and make some tea burners. So this is, oh, thank you. The wheel I have is a Viver wheel. So it's like the cheap ones that you can get from Home Depot. It's about like 150 bucks. Whereas a lot of those professional ones that you see at studios are a few grand. And then I actually fire at a local studio. I do have a kiln here, but it only fires to low. So I use that for like bisque firing, they call it, which is the first firing. So you bisque fire, and then you glaze your product, and then you high fire it to whatever it needs. In the high fire, I go to a local studio. And thank you, Anxious Camper. All right, so this is going to be a wax burner where you put the little tea light in, light it up, and then it melts the wax. So I'm gonna have to throw it in 2 pieces. This is another form I've never done, so just kind of going by the fly. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep with this, so that's why I kind of bought a cheaper wheel, but it's been fine. I figure I'll use it till the motor burns out and then upgrade. Am I good at drawing? Yes and no. Not like charcoal drawing, but if you give me some pastels, I do pretty good. And hi, Pamela Moore. So I'm gonna center my clay. Hopper, don't cry. My dog's crying. Oh, good. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I did a lot of like art competitions as a kid, and I would always do really well. I had a sculpture featured at the local college when I was in like 4th grade. So I've always been a little bit artistic, but I kind of got away from it through my teen years. And then now at 35, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something for me. So I hope you stick with it. And yes, I do have a kid. I have a son. He's not in here though. If you hear anything crying, it's my dog. He's kind of a whiny baby. Don't cry. All right. I'd say this is about almost centered. Never. Shoot for the stars. My dog, he's a little hard to describe. He's like a mix between a black lab and a basset hound and beagle. So he's got like this basset hound cry. He is black like a lab, but he's got the body of a chunky beagle. Friends swear he's a dwarf dog. So, I mean, maybe he is, I don't know. And you're not delusional. I'm like ready to go to a master class and I'm like still learning. Yeah, useful art is nice. It's nice to make something and have pride in it, right? Have it in your home and enjoy it. I have 2 cats too. All right. So now I'm just opening it up and I'm gonna compress the bottom. Yeah, they're in some of my videos on my profile. Okay. I think that's wide enough. Some colors, yes, I do my own reclaim. Some of my colors, I usually have an idea of how they'll look because this is a white clay. So usually it's true to what the container says, but sometimes it's a total surprise. It's a surprise if you don't put enough layers on, is what I've learned. I was always afraid of my glazes running too much and destroying a kiln shelf, so I would never put enough. And then it's just translucent. It looks, honestly, it looks like shit if you don't put enough on. So never be too afraid to put on multiple layers and thick, because that's how you'll get the most accurate colors I've found. All right, I'm kind of liking this shape. Okay, so yeah, my plan with this is for it to be a wax burner. So it's kind of bowed on the outside, tapers in a little bit at the top. And so I'll eventually cut off this skirt so it's nice and smooth and round. And then next I'm gonna throw a piece, it's like a little cup that'll go on the top. And just so you know, sometimes my toddler does run in here, which he might be coming in now. If he comes in front of the camera, I will turn off the live just for his privacy. So if you see me suddenly disappear, that's probably why. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna compress the rim. All right, I'll put this on a bat to dry and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Let's see. So that'll be a little oil burner. So when it dries a little bit, I'm gonna just cut a little doorway out of it. So now I'm gonna try and throw the top for it. So now I'm gonna try and throw the top for it.
Okay. Don't cry. I'll be right back.
Let me know if that's better. Is the sound still off? Okay. I know what happened. So my husband is leaving to go to the pharmacy really quick, and he brought our son, and so my phone auto connects to the car's Bluetooth, so you probably heard my son chit-chatting or yelling and crying to himself. Or he was reciting his book to himself. So this is the lid for that candle holder. Okay. I need to figure out how big it is. So in order to know how wide this needs to be, I need to measure this. So that's actually pretty good. So I'm just gonna mess with it for a little bit, try and make it cohesive. All right, let's see. You clean up under here. Okay. You'd think I'd put my tools in the same place, but instead I just look around all day for them. All right. So that's the lid. So when it dries, I'm gonna just trim it down so the body is straight, and it should just sit right on top of that wax burner. So I weighed out enough clay to make 2 more, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Sure. I appreciate the likes. It helps bring people to my live and to my page. And if anyone's in the Phoenix area, I do a lot of craft markets, so maybe I'll see some of you. This weekend I'll be at Mid Market in Mesa. And then Saturday night, I'll be at Second Saturday in Peoria. Selling my stuff. Quincy, you should. It's therapeutic. I mean, you have to be able to let go of stuff and not get attached. That way, if it gets destroyed, it isn't soul crushing, but Honestly, it's kind of a good lesson of just letting things go and letting it be. Hi. All right. So this is centered. Kind of. This one's a little wonky. Thank you. Yeah, this one's being stubborn. Doesn't want to center. Okay. Now we're centered. I don't know if you can tell, but this one's a little wonky. It's okay. This one might not work for me, so we'll see. You see how it's trying to collapse right here? Yeah, it's starting to go. It's just because the wall's too thin right there. We'll see if I can save it though. Well, thank you. I'm glad it's entertaining and hopefully relaxing. Okay. Trying to form a neck on it, but I think it's too thin. It takes, I use an external kiln, so that's at like a local studio. It takes like 2 weeks for me to get something out and get it done, because they need time to fire it on their firing schedule. If I had my own kiln, probably like a week, because you have to let it dry. I don't think I can mess with this anymore. Otherwise it's just gonna be done. And I don't know if I can get it off the wheel head. We'll see. Ah. So not as pretty as the other one, but I might be able to make it work. So for timeline stuff, let me show you. So I threw this bowl, I think 3 or 4 days ago, and then I was able to finally trim it yesterday, and you can see it's still wet in the middle. So probably in like 3 days I can do the first firing. It takes a day to fire, a day to cool, and when it's cool, I get to glaze it. And then back to the fire again. And then after the final firing, you want to sand the edges down. So like 1 to 2 weeks for time. Okay. So I'm gonna throw a lid for that wax melt canister we just did. So centering. All right. All right. This one is definitely big enough to fit that holder, but it kind of lumps in the middle, so I'm gonna try and smooth it out. All right, should be good. Okay, so I have enough clay to make one more, so I'll go ahead and do that. Sorry, I'm adjusting my phone. And thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it. All right. Okay, buddy. Thank you for the likes. All right. So this bad boy's centered. This one is, it's 1 2/3 pounds of clay. Okay. So I went ahead and I compressed the bottom. So now I'm gonna cone it in and then pull up the walls. So if you were here for the last one, this one is a lot better. Last one was pretty bad. Okay. So I kind of bellied it out, and now I'm just trying to close the top back in. Wrapper. Okay. Happy, don't cry. And so this is quite literally a sponge on a stick, because I don't want to keep widening the top by sticking my hand in. So this is just smoothing out the bottom. Okay. Yeah, so that's a wax warmer. I'm gonna clean up the bottom a little bit and then take it off the wheel. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be a wax warmer. So now I'm gonna just throw the top, and then I think we'll be all done for the night. Okay. But feel free to send any requests for things you want to see me throw and make on the wheel. And maybe I'll try and make some tomorrow night. Okay. Yeah, if you wanted to follow, and then I'll set up a live event for tomorrow and throw some mugs. I have a bunch of different shapers. I do need to make some wine glasses too, so I'll make those. Okay, perfect. Thank you for following. Yeah, I'll set up a live event for like this time tomorrow. Hey. Hey, Connor. I miss you. I love you. Yeah, coffee and wine's bomb. I have to make some wine glasses for my boss for Christmas. I mean, I don't have to, but that's my plan. So I'm going to make them tomorrow. Aw, thanks, Connor. Well, I love having you, as always. Honestly, just for the hell of it. I haven't either, Tanner. Might be a fun new experience. Yeah, Connor, I think I just got sick of being like just a wife and a mom and decided I needed my own hobby. And so I actually took a class with Kelly and I loved it, you know. Mine came out well. Kelly hated it, you know, because she wasn't great right away, but I was hooked after that. Yes. I mean, it was like 2 years ago. No, not recently at all. We'll have to get together and talk about it more. Yeah, not recently. We'll have to get together and talk about it more. Yeah, not recently. We'll have to get together and talk about it more. Yeah, not recently. Well, this is perfect timing because I just got an alert that my phone will die soon. So I'll go ahead and throw this lid and then hop off. Hey, Bell Hill Pottery. I love your stuff. All right, I think this will fit. I should probably just measure it, you know, would be the smart thing to do. Aw, thank you. I am making the lid to a wax melter. I've never made one before, so essentially I just throw a big mug, then I'm gonna wait for it to dry out a little bit, carve a little hole in the side. So this is the base I made. So instead I'm just gonna carve a little circle out, and then this is gonna sit on top for the little wax melt. And then you put a tea light inside. So these are actually pretty good. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect actually. Yes, a wax melter. I don't know about for other people, but I actually use my wax melter every day. It just makes everything smell good without having an open flame at your house. Well, I guess with the tea light, it will be an open flame, but mine's electric. I'm also making Christmas gifts for people, so I have quite a few requests for different things. Yeah, so you can buy wax melts. They're just kind of like chunks of candles, essentially. They're little cubes, and you put it in the top, and then you have a tea light underneath, and it will melt it, and then you get the scent throughout the house. All right, let's see if I can wire this off. You've never seen one before? I'm shocked. Ta-da. Oh, same, yeah. So I'm just like your wife. The moment I come home, I turn my wax melter on. I enjoy it. I like my place to smell good. And I try and stay away from too many open flames. So I'll bring you guys back when I trim these, probably tomorrow or the next day. And then you can kind of get the gist of how it's gonna look. But my phone is gonna die, and I have thrown all of my wedged clay. So I'm gonna log off for the night, but I appreciate you guys so much for coming and joining and asking all the questions, and I hope to see you in the next day. Bye, guys.